82 truck drivers have been detained in Alabama on ICE hold since late October. It is part of a new state crackdown on commercial drivers. Governor Kay Ivey says 12 of those detained did not have a license of any kind. Our Shelby Myers in the studio now. And Shelby, you spoke with the Alabama Trucking Association about this.
Yeah, I did, Camera. The president and CEO says this crackdown will hopefully weed out what he calls bad actors in the trucking industry.
Multiple fatal truck crashes led the U.S. Department of Transportation to promise a crackdown on issuing commercial driver's licenses, or CDLs. One of those deadly crashes happened in Thomasville over the summer. A Ukrainian-born truck driver ran a red light. He crashed into several cars, killing 2 people. He was in the U.S. on a visa and had a valid license, but he does not speak English. English proficiency is required for a CDL. Alabama joining in on the crackdown. Governor Kay Ivey announcing a partnership between ALEA and ICE. They're targeting major interstate corridors where truck traffic is heavy. Governor Ivey says troopers referred 242 people to ICE during 2 operations over the past 2 months. Of those, 82 drivers were detained based on their immigration status, and 12 of those did not even have a driver's license of any kind.
When I talk to truck drivers and professional drivers and small business owners, they're frustrated because they're in a tough economy. On one side, they get attacked by lawyers and frivolous lawsuits, and on another, unfair competition for people who break the rules and don't operate fairly and unsafely.
Mark Colson heads the Alabama Trucking Association. He says some foreign drivers' work visas expire, but their commercial license stay valid. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has issued a directive to states to align the 2 timelines. Duffy says he is also planning to shut down about 3,000 drivers' training schools nationwide. He says they failed to meet training standards and some are accused of falsifying training data. The list of those schools has not been released, but Colson does not believe any of those schools are in Alabama. Still, he says drivers at the schools under scrutiny can pass through Alabama at any time.
Holding up the integrity of training schools and driver's licenses and safety protocols and safety regulations, those are paramount in our industry. And anybody that wants to stand up and try to protect the bad actors who are operating unsafely and unfairly in this industry, I don't think they're going to get very far.
Now, critics of the Trump administration argue there's no data to support this claim, despite the handful of high-profile crashes, including the one in Thomasville. They say it's just a push for tougher regulations that amount to an immigration crackdown by another name. In the studio tonight, Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.